Welcome back to watch Netflix and Amazon Prime Video on your NordicTrack treadmill, bike, elliptical, rower, whatever NordicTrack machine you may have that supports iFIT. This is mainly for beginners, NordicTrack customers that have not tried installing additional apps on their machine. It's also a remastered video so that hopefully you'll be able to gain more from this. Again, this is part 2 of watch Netflix and Amazon Prime Video on your NordicTrack treadmill or bike or rower or elliptical. So let's get going. Okay, 1 second. Before moving on with the rest of this video, if you haven't seen part 1 yet, then stop this video and click on this link up there. There should be a link that says part 1. You want to make sure you watch part 1 first. Reason for that is part 1 of Netflix and Amazon Prime Video on your NordicTrack treadmill or bike, new for 2021, is going to provide you with the build-up before you watch this video. Part 1 shows you how to navigate through the Android desktop and shows you how to access privilege mode. It also walks you through some critical information on configuring your environment so that you'll be ready to start installing apps like Netflix and Amazon Prime. If you watch part 1, then this video will make so much more sense. And if you've already seen part 1, then just keep going. All right, thank you. Dr. NT out. So without further ado, click on that like button right here. Click on the like button because if you click on the like button, it makes my videos appear more within the YouTube algorithm. And if they do better in the YouTube algorithm, that means my videos will appear more when people search for anything dealing with NordicTrack. Take care. Dr. NT here. Before we continue, I'd like to separate this video because there are 2 distinct paths you can take. If you have an older machine, then just keep watching. You don't have to do anything else. But if you have one of the newer Android 9 machines, then definitely stop the video, pause it, look in the description down below, and in there you'll have a timestamp of where to fast forward. Now you can keep watching the video if you'd like, because the more you watch, the better it supports my channel. But if you want to get straight to the Android 9 Netflix install instructions, then just pause this video, look in the description, and you'll see a timestamp of where the Android 9 Netflix install instructions start. All right, good luck. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know what you think. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Talk to you soon. Now watch the rest of the video and get Netflix installed on your system. The last thing we did in part 1 was to Google Netflix. Once you find Netflix, go ahead and log on. Now, once you log in, this is what you'll see. From the Netflix logon page, you'll want to click on the top right where it has your name. From here, you'll click on the Help Center. And then once the search option comes up, you'll be searching for APK. The very first thing you'll see is it says Netflix says this app is not compatible with your device. Go ahead and click on that red article button. And then if you look down, it says click here to download the Netflix app. Go ahead and click on that. You'll see a pop-up that says starting download. You'll swipe up and then you click on the circle, which will take you back to your desktop. And then click on the circle with the 6 small dots and then click on the downloads folder. At the top of the downloads folder, you'll see Netflix APK file. Now you'll notice mine says release-1 because I had already downloaded the file earlier. But let me go ahead and delete that top one. Okay, so now I'll just use the actual Netflix release.apk file that I had downloaded earlier. And then, oh no, install block. Oh, that's because we didn't configure unknown sources earlier on. Just go ahead and click on the settings button. And then from here, you'll have the option of enabling unknown sources. Click on that toggle button on the right, and you'll get this pop-up. It's not a problem. Just go ahead and hit OK, and then we can get back to installing Netflix. Swipe up, hit the circle, and then go ahead and click on the Netflix release.apk file to go ahead and install Netflix. Once the Netflix install window pops up, go ahead and click Install. Now, depending on whether you have a newer machine or an older machine, will determine how long this takes. For my X22i, it might take a while. I'll go ahead and let it run so you can see how long it takes. For all of you that have newer machines, like the newer X32i's or X22i's or even the S22i's that are running Android 9, this might go, oh, it's already done. All right, so go ahead and click on Done. The following clip shows me downloading the earlier version. It also discusses what to do if you have Android 9 on your NordicTrack or ProForm machine. This is a question that I get asked all the time. Finally, here are your Android 9 steps for those of you that want to install Netflix. That will work for all of the folks that have an older system. But for 2021, we have a brand new way of doing this. Dr. NT here. I want to interrupt this regularly scheduled program or this YouTube video because I want to provide you with some really important news that I just don't think can wait until the very end. So give me a second to bring it up. Make sure I really think it's important that I tell you how you can figure out what your architecture is, on what are you running? Are you running a 32-bit architecture? Are you running a 64-bit? If you've got a newer machine, then most likely you're running a 64-bit. But if you've got an older machine, you might be running 32-bit. So check that video out really quick and then come back here and finish this video. And then don't forget to give me a thumbs up and a like and comment below if you have any questions. I'm actually certain that you'll be able to figure out how to install Netflix and Amazon Prime on your NordicTrack or ProForm machine. In order to find that out, I'm just going to tell you once and for all, rather than wait till the end of the video, just look right up there. There's a link right up there that will show you how you can figure out what your architecture is, okay? All right, good luck. Dr. NT out. So let's swipe up. And this time instead, we will go to the browser and we'll close this and let's try that again. We will be looking for APK Pure. APK Pure is one of those sites that you can trust. Because we don't have Google Play services on here, we have to go to a different website in order to download installation files. We will search for Netflix. Once Netflix comes up, you want to hit that first one. This is Netflix for Android TV, I believe. So you want the first one. Netflix. And if you look, the latest version is 7.91.0. I mean, this is much, much newer than the one on the Netflix website. So you don't want to hit anything here because this is very misleading. You don't want to, these are all advertisements that try to get you to click on it. You want to scroll up. The reason I say scroll up is because you want to get a little bit more information. So this latest version, the 791 build 935333, has an XAPK format. It also has an APK format. If you want to use that, you have to have an additional piece of software called APK Pure loaded. But if you don't want to do that, you just go to the next version. So this is version 790. That's also an XPK. So I would go here because that's just an APK. And the reason I say that is because if you click on here, let me show you what happens. It says 4 variants. These are the 4 variants that come bundled in this XAPK. See, it's an XAPK, which stands for their proprietary build. They bundle all of these different architectures and different versions This one is for a 32-bit, this is for a 64-bit. They will all work with your version of Android because all it requires is a minimum of Android 5.0. But I would advise you not to install the XAPK unless you have to. So let's go back. And then from here, we will download the version 7.89, build 1835322, because it is an APK file, meaning you won't get any bundled software here. You just get the APK file. As you can see, it's already downloading. So it already downloaded. We can close this. As you can see, the newer version requires as a minimum Android 5.0, so we're all good on that. And if you look down to the architecture, ARCH, it supports ARM64 and ARM EABI version 7A. There are some other ones there as well. But for NordicTrack or ProForm purposes, for our Android environment, we're only concerned about the ARM64 and then the ARM EABI version 7A. The older machines will use the version 7A, which is the 32-bit, and the newer machines will use an ARM64 version 8A, which is a 64-bit. All right, once we're here, we'll click on the Downloads folder, and you'll notice two versions of Netflix. The one we downloaded from Netflix, the older version 4.16, and the newer one, Netflix version 7.89, which we downloaded from APK Pure. So let's go ahead and click on it. It'll pop up. Do you want to install this application? Ta-da! Let's go ahead and give it a try. It says installing, and we will be right back as soon as it's finished. Actually, I'll let it play and I'll just fast forward it so you can see how long it takes. As you can see, some of these programs take quite a bit of time, and this was actually my very first time installing this version. I've had the older version on my Android version. Oh, there you go, app installed. So we will always click done. We don't want to open it from here. Swipe up, and there it is. Let's hope it works. This will be the first time I'm running a brand new version of Netflix. Here goes. Netflix, oh, this app is not compatible with your device. You can download a compatible version from the Netflix website. So as you can see, even though it said it was compatible, it's not. So much for loading a newer version. If you get this, then you'll know what to do. So that was unfortunate. So to uninstall, you just hold it and bring it to the uninstall. And again, it's not that big of a deal, whether it's an older version of Netflix or a newer version. All right, since that didn't work, we will come here. Now that will work for most of you that have Android 9. If you have an Android 9 version, you want to follow those instructions and they should work. But unfortunately, even for 2021, if you have an older version of Android, you will need to install the Netflix version from the Netflix website, and that is Netflix 4.16. Let's go ahead and click on that. And the great thing is that there are options. Sure, it would have been nice to have a newer version, but once you start the movie, you're not going to notice much. There might be some bugs that the Netflix version 7.89 works better with, but for our Treadmill, especially if you have an older one, this will work perfectly fine. Once again, if you have a newer Android version, then you can try the newer version up there, and that should work. There you go, app installed. Let's go ahead and hit done. Let's go ahead and swipe up. Oops. And there it is. Let's give it another try. Fingers crossed. Netflix. Drum roll, please. And it works. This is awesome. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I've been having some problems with wireless because of all of this here. Yes, I know. This is just terrible. But I'm hoping once I get my house back, this will all go away and I'll have a clear path to my wireless router over there. All right, we're back here. So you'll sign in. There we go. Let's go to mom and dad. So here you go. You have Netflix. There's some messages up there. But essentially you can watch a movie, and let's go ahead and give it a try. Ooh, it does. So I can be on my treadmill walking away. And so of course you would have to swipe up and start your iFIT program first, and then once you got iFIT running, you can come back to this. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's hit pause. Let's swipe up. Let's see if we can get iFIT running on the first time without it erroring out. You'll come up here to manual start. NordicTrack will give you their mandatory. Whoa, I completely forgot it was starting. Okay. Workout begins in 2 minutes. Let me go ahead and get on the side here. I don't have my sneakers on. Let's end the warm-up. Okay, you have your track here. Scroll up, hit the square, go to Netflix. As you can see, I'm walking. It's starting. You can change the speed. You can change the incline. Let's bring this back down to a 2. And there it is, Netflix. Let's bring this actually down to a 0. And I'll let this play for a little bit so that you can see that it works.
Look at you, sitting there.
But there you go. Netflix is loaded. Let me go back here. Let me close Netflix. And then when you're done, you come back to iFIT. And then you stop your workout. It keeps all your, as you can see, it keeps all of your stats. It's still going. It's been going for 1 minute and 39. And you're good to go. So that's how you install Netflix. It's new for 2021. For some of us, it's not so new. I'm going to delete this because I didn't really do this workout. If you did do a workout, you would save it, and it would save your stats. All right, and here we go. So now we're going to go ahead and download the Amazon Prime Video APK file. So swipe up, and instead of clicking on the circle, we're going to click on the square icon, which will show you all of the processes that you have running. You'll notice your windows are all still running in the background. Go ahead and click on the web browser window. Now you can either close out this Netflix window or you can bring up another browser tab. I just went ahead and closed it out, and let me go ahead and start it back up again. Once you have a Google up, you will need to go to a trusted APK site to download the Amazon Prime Video APK file. Reason is because our NordicTrack machines don't come with Google Play. They come instead with a scaled down version of Android, and it just doesn't have the Google Play services. So we're going to go ahead and search for APK Pure. Once you have APK Pure up, you'll see on the top right a magnifying glass within the green area. Let's go ahead and click on that and then search for Amazon Prime Video. Now your search results may show different Prime Video apps, different versions, but make certain to choose the very first one that says Amazon Prime Video. Now, a word of caution before you go ahead and download this. You want to scroll down. You want to scroll down to where you can see all of the different versions. The reason I say this is because we need to make certain that we're downloading the correct APK file, the one that's compatible with our machines. We're looking for what version of Android is required and also what architecture is supported. And I'll explain that a little bit later on. So let's go ahead and click on that first one and see what happens. We just clicked on the 3 dots. And if I zoom in here, you'll notice that this requires Android 5.0. So we're good to go there. And the architecture is ARM64 version 8A. What does that mean? It means that it's a 64-bit architecture. If you have a new machine, this will probably work for you. If you have an older machine, it won't. Now, just so you know, when I was making this video, I was not aware of that. So I went ahead and downloaded this. Let's go ahead and keep moving forward and see what happens. Again, if you're running a new machine, this will probably work for you. When we're back here, we'll click on the downloads folder. And then once we're in our downloads folder, you'll see at the top, you'll see the Amazon Prime Video APK. Now, I just noticed that this APK file is newer than the one I had previously downloaded. There's my old one, and then the newer one is a newer version. Now, I'll go ahead and try it, but word of caution that when I made this video, I really didn't understand the importance of knowing what architecture you have. So let's go ahead and try installing this. Go ahead and click on the install. And, oh, yep, just as I suspected, this app did not install. Now, if you get an error like this, you want to make sure that you have the proper Android version. Let's go ahead and try it again. And as you see, it failed again. So you know, when I made this recording, I failed to note that this APK file, my older Treadmill is running a 32-bit architecture called ARM EABI 7A, which is a 32-bit. So enough of that mumble jumble. Let's just go back to APK Pure. And this time we're going to download an older version that will be compatible with the older machines. Here we are. Let's go ahead and once again search for Amazon Prime Video. Let's click on the Amazon Prime Video. Now, so as you know, the first version will not work for the older machines. So instead, you're scrolling down, or is it scroll up? I'm not sure. Well, you're going down. You're scrolling so that you can find the different versions of the Amazon Prime Video. So if you click on these 3 dots, it'll give you more information about the APK file. I'm looking for one that will work with my older machine. So specifically, I'm looking for a 32-bit architecture, and that's called ARM EABI version 7A. So this one won't work since it's ARM 64. That's for the newer machines. The first one we know won't work because it's also 64-bit. And this third one, yep, that's the one we need. And that's the one that I had downloaded previously and it worked. So let's go ahead and download this one. Remember, depending on what architecture, 32-bit or 64-bit, and what Android version you have, that will determine which APK file to download. I know it sounds complicated, but it actually isn't. Before uploading this video, I wanted to do a quick check to see what versions were out there on APK Pure. So if you look here, we've got a version 3.0.294.10147. If we click on the 3 dots, and as you can see, that's ARM 64, that's 64-bit. That won't work for those of us that have older machines. If we look at this one, 3.294.10145, now this will work for us, ARM EABI version 7A. So we'll be able to download this. What version is this? So as of today, April 23rd, version 3.0294 1.10145. And as you'll see, if you look through here, and I'm doing this on my computer so that I can get this out to all of you much quicker than if I was to actually go onto my treadmill. If you look here, that's also a 64-bit. And then if you come here, that's a 32-bit. So there's plenty of choices there when you go to download the Prime Video. Okay, I just wanted to point that out so that you'll know by the time you're watching this video, there will be later versions that you can use. Okay, so let's swipe up, hit the square, and then go to downloads. And I got a bunch of Amazon Prime Video APK files. Let's get rid of the ones we don't need. My older X22i runs on a 32-bit architecture, so I have to be certain I am using the correct APK file. This one here is for a 64-bit architecture, so we can delete it. I'll use the older version APK file at the top. Actually, you'll notice it has a suffix of 1. That's because I had previously downloaded it. To keep everything nice and clean, I'm just going to delete the top 2 files and use the older file that I had downloaded earlier on. Remember, the versions may be different when you download the files, but all you must do is check the Android version and architecture needed for the APK file to work. So finally, we're ready to try Amazon Prime Video once again. Let's click on the APK file in the middle and then click on the install. I remember this taking quite a bit of time, so what I'm going to do is fast forward and then let you know how long it took on my X22i. So the install took a total time of 1 minute and 17 seconds. Hopefully it'll go faster on your machine. So go ahead and click on done. Go ahead and swipe up. And then let's go to our Android desktop. And you'll notice we now have Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. All right, finally. Now for the fun part. Let's go ahead and try them out and make certain that they work. We've already tested Netflix, so all that's left to do is to make sure that Amazon Prime works. All right, so let's go ahead and try Amazon Prime. Let me go ahead and sign in real quick. Oh, that's right, and then you might get this 2-step verification as well. All right, so there's a show that I really like. It's called Tales from the Loop. Let's go ahead and try one of these episodes. If you like Black Mirror, you'll like those. And it looks like it works. So let me go ahead and stop this because I don't want any copyright infringement. So today was successful. We got Netflix installed. We got Amazon Prime Video installed. So you know what? I'm putting a smile up here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. I know this video has been a long time coming, this part 2. I believe I put part 1 out sometime last year. All right, Dr. NT out. Dr. NT here. Before you continue watching the rest of this video, I'd like to let you know, take 2. Before you continue, take 3. Dr. NT here. Before you continue watching the rest of this video, there are 2 ways you can watch this. Take 4. Dr. NT, take 5. We already tested Netflix, so all that's left to do is to try and make sure. Take 4. We've already tested Netflix. Quiet him! Take 7. I'm trying to record something! Take 9.